Hi, my name's Max. We're a digital marketing agency that specializes mostly in the insurance and medical practice industry. So the deck that I have here is going to point to that. But I do believe that this information transcends to all small businesses. So if you're a small business owner and you stumbled upon this, hopefully you find this information useful. That's what it's meant to be, okay? So we talked about SEO previously, and now we're going to talk about AEO. So just to ask and level set right off the bat, when was the last time that you just said, let's say you are an insurance agent, you sell Medicare to be in line with the deck here. Siri, give me a Medicare agent near me. Okay? Medicare insurance agent near me. Or let's say you're a roofer. Siri, give me a roofer near me. Okay? That's answer engine optimization. That's what that's going to come from, because you're going to be the answer soon, the answer. You're not going to show up on a list. Search engine optimization. So SEO is all about a list of candidates or possibilities for the query you had. So you asked a question, give me roofers in my area. And, if you're one of the roofers that has been doing SEO right, then you might show up in the local pack 3. Okay. The 3 at the top, 70+% of the traffic will go to those businesses, period. End of story. There's a little hyperlink below. You can click on that. You can see all the businesses in that category. Are you even there? That's the question. So have you done any SEO? Do you show up in your market for that particular service? Make sure you're using an incognito browser in Google for this search. You'll be shocked at the results in some cases. Some of the people watching this will be like, wow, I don't show up at all. Or you'll have like a webmaster that says, well, you're page 1. Okay, so I don't want to be page 1. I want to be in the top 3. So how can you help me do that? And no one can really guarantee that. There are a lot of people online say, oh yeah, we can guarantee it. And there's, we all get spam emails from people. It's like, we'll guarantee you top position on Google. No, they won't. They can't. It changes all the time. It fluctuates. But there are things you can do. You can absolutely do the basics right. Be brilliant at the basics. Do some of the things that are within your control and don't cost you any money. But AEO is different. So instead of being in a list as possibility, you're going to be presented as the answer. And where are they going to get that information? So if you ask Siri right now, where's Siri getting the information? From the internet, right? From the internet. Where else could Siri get the information? So we're assuming that these people that are online saying SEO is dead and then saying AEO is the new, okay, so where are they getting the information? If it was a human being and they had an experience, let's just say it was an auto detail shop, and the human being said to another human being, hey, who's the best detail shop in town? Okay, well, the human brain, using memory, may remember a name, maybe get the name half right or whatever. It's this place over on Summer Street. I can't remember the name. It's over on Summer Street. Have you ever seen that? That's how humans would communicate, all right? Well, AEO is not going to communicate that way. It's going to be like, here's the answer. It's ABC Detail Shop on Summer Street, 1507 Summer Street. That's how it's going to, that's how specific it's going to be. But you have to have the information out there and correct in order to be the answer. Hopefully that makes sense. I just think that people have it wrong. I really do. And if I have it wrong, I know I'll be told a million times, but I think people have it wrong. So I feel like, if you have poor SEO, you don't have a foundation, then you're not going to miraculously have better results with AEO. Yes, there are variables. Yes, there are caveats, but at the same time, being brilliant at the basics is going to be what propels you. Okay. So making sure you got your own backyard cleaned and you've done all of these SEO basics. And if you can't do it yourself, don't have time or whatever, there are people that can help you with that, either on your team or people that you know. We help our clients with that as part of our package. We make sure that those things are as good as they can be. And then we go back in and tweak every now and then. Like anybody else, we have to remind ourselves to go do that. It's very important to take care of that. Google Business Profile comes to mind. I mean, We did an episode about that. On the first episode, we talked about that, how important the GBP is on Google Maps. Some businesses haven't even claimed their listing. So there's a listing of their business on Google Maps that they haven't claimed. Come on. Those are the things you need to do. And that factors into SEO. So that's why you need to do it. Like I said before, we help insurance agencies and medical clinics. So that's why this deck looks like this. But just if your business doesn't show up clearly and consistently, you're not going to be ready for answer engine optimization, and you're sure not going to be the answer. When someone asks a question, they're not going to present your business as the answer. It's not going to happen. This is some things that you can do on the slide. Frequently asked questions is going to help. So think about on your website specifically. So if you have a service page on your website for, let's just use home improvement. So a home improvement company, if they have frequently asked questions on a page about replacement windows, okay, that helps. And go to work on it. Think about all the questions you get asked and write those questions down and then provide answers. Have your webmaster put that on your website if you can't do it yourself. Use the same for Google Business Profile. Do the same thing. Use the same questions. There's nothing that says, Google is not saying you can't ask your own questions on your Google Business Profile. They don't care. So ask the questions and then answer the questions, okay? It's helping your business. That's all it's doing. So having questions, real questions that people ask, and think of some base level questions. You might even call them stupid. And then there's an old adage that says there's no such thing as a stupid question. There really is. But think of it from that perspective. Think of it from, people that don't understand anything about the example used, like replacement windows. They don't understand anything, okay? So go to their level and think of the questions. You're just creating content that's just going to help you with SEO. It really is that simple. So many people spend time on, we're the biggest, we're the best, we're family owned, we've been in business, and who cares? Really, who cares? Answer my question. If I'm searching for somebody, I want a solution. I don't want to hear about you and your billboard and your ego. I want to hear about, can you help me? Can you be the solution for me? And that's basically what SEO and AEO, Google in general, they want a great experience for their customer. Their customer is the person holding the device searching. That's their customer. You're not, even if you're buying ads from them, you're not necessarily the end user, right? So make it easy for the end user, basically. Featured snippets. There's an example here for car insurance. If that information's on your website, you don't call it featured snippet on your website, obviously, but you can become a featured snippet because of the information you have on your website. So if you have questions and answers, and you have a lot of solid content, real useful content, not just keyword-packed stuff that goes in circles, but really useful content, you'll be rewarded for that. Not only in SEO basics, but also AEO. Make sure all the information online about your business on every platform matches, okay? Have the right phone number, have the right hours, have the right address. On the address, for instance, if it's North Randolph Road, on some of the listings on various platforms, you have N, capital N, Randolph Road. And then the next one you have lowercase n, Randolph Road. Then you have North spelled out, Randolph Road. Those are all three different, right? So that's just an example. Make it the same all the way across. There are services that can help you do that, so you don't have to go to every platform on God's green earth to look. So a couple of things to get AEO ready. Optimize your Google Business Profile. Use clear conversational language and content, Q&A style, human to human, base level questions with base level answers. No fluff. Don't go off on a tangent. Just answer the question. That's hard for people nowadays. Improve page speed, schema markup, and mobile usability. The thing with that is most people have no idea what that stuff even is. Maybe page speed, but the rest of the stuff, no. So you might have to go to your webmaster. Any webmaster is going to be able to help you with that. And mobile usability, we shouldn't have put that on the deck like that. Just think of a website on a desktop computer, and then you switch over to your phone. Does it switch? Does the screen switch quickly? Meaning that how it looks on the phone, it's responsive is the word. It's responsive. And then if you look at it on like an iPad, it changes yet again, but it doesn't look all wonky, like stuff's cut off. Some websites still, you'll see them, they look okay on a desktop, but then you go look at it on a tablet and it's like, what just happened? Or a phone, stuff's cut off or it's like massive. You want to make sure that stuff's not happening. To get ready for AEO, you want to make it simple for the bots. Make sure I use agency here because we help insurance agencies, but make sure your business answers real questions from real customers. That goes back to basic Q&A style, but you can do the more in-depth questions if you'd like to. But most people coming to you, they don't. It's almost like that old adage when someone asks you for the time, some people they'll explain how the watch was built, right? And you just want the time. You could care less about Connecticut. You don't care. You don't care how the watch, I don't care. I don't care what kind of watch it is. I don't care where you got it or what the story is on it or how it was built or I don't care. Tell me the time. And do that same sort of methodology, just do it with your website. Answer questions. Come up with a bunch of questions and answer the questions. If you can't come up with questions, use ChatGPT and, on ChatGPT or Claude or Grok, whatever large language model you want to use, pick one and go in there and say, I have a auto service center. What questions might a customer of mine ask me? Enter. And it'll spit out a bunch of questions with a bunch of answers. That'll get your brain working. And then you'll go, what about this? What about this? And you can reprompt and reprompt and reprompt, but add that information, add as much as you can. And you could be sitting there saying, well, yeah, but what if everybody does it? They're not going to. They're not going to. It's like anything else. Get to work. Get to work. That's all you have to do. So there's a couple of things that you can do right now. Everybody can do a blog post. I've heard people say, well, I only need a few hundred words for a blog post. No, you need a minimum of 1,000. Okay. That's the standard that I could find online. You can go look. 2,000 is even better. We have some blog posts that are 5,000 words full of keywords, but not just keywords. It kind of talks about different things. And that's one thing you can do. You can do a blog post. FAQ pages, we talked about that on the individual service pages of a website. So whatever service or product you have, frequently asked questions about that service or product on that page. And then Q&A sections, kind of one and the same. Frequently asked questions could be positioned differently than Q&A sections. But you can also do the Q&A on your Google business profile. Remember, you can do your own questions and you can do your own answers and you won't be penalized. So go ahead and get that done. And if you want a free report, like it's a real basic report, but if you want a free report on your website to see what's good, what's not, go ahead and go to our website, type in your URL there and hit enter and we'll send you a report. You'll get it for free. If you want more help or could use a partner on this stuff, by all means, reach out. Thank you.